have these rallies where you're trailing by 2, 3, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, we don't want that. We're starting our comeback earlier and earlier, and hopefully we can start our comeback in pregame next week and not have to worry about that. But the kids are rallying. They're learning the opponent at the beginning of the game and then prevailing. So I think that's great. We ran 45 or 46 plays in the first half, and I think that also starts to swing that pendulum in our favor.
Had great balance in the first half as well. You're passing and rushing, and anytime you get that balance, it certainly makes it hard for a defense against you.
Sure, and keeping them on their toes, and obviously the wind was a factor in this game, but Arrington was able to throw into the wind or with the wind, and that's big. That's huge.
Special teams, they kind of stole a possession on the onside kick. You stole one back. I don't know if that was a called onside kick or
yeah, it worked out in our favor.
Pretty good pop-up kick.
Yeah, it worked out. That wasn't the plan, but it was planned to be pop-up. But obviously, it got hung up there, and our guys were focused on them, and then we're able to win that possession back, and that's a big deal because possessions are important. You got to take advantage of opportunities when you get them. They took advantage of that at the beginning of the game, and then we were able to steal it back.
How did you keep their rushing attack outside of 2 big running plays, as contained as you did?
Yeah, I think that Coach Locke and the defensive staff really did a good job of containing them, of making sure that we had the perimeter sealed, and we have, as we've talked about, some hard hitting guys inside the box in the perimeter or inside the tackle box, and they don't let a lot of guys go through. And then as the game wears on, they're punishing.
Martinez Brown's going to see this as the playoffs go along. The hits get harder, the focus more on him. How do you think he reacted in his first playoff game?
I think he did marvelous. He did comment on that. He's like, yeah, they're pretty good in there. And I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good because that's who you play in the playoffs for teams that are pretty good. And so we'll expect that to continue. I think that having Marquise in his ear is probably a great thing because Marquise had a great run through the playoffs last year and got better and better. I think that Aiden is seeing the field better and better. So we'll just push through good teams.
You got to scout Angleton last night. They get to come scout you. Give us a preview of what's going on next week.
Well, we're gunning for Friday night. We've been working on some venues, if things were to work out, but didn't have anything solidified until this game was concluded because people don't want to commit their stadium unless they know that we're coming. So we're excited to do that. We want to go 1-0 each week, and we'll celebrate this one until tomorrow morning, and then we'll get going 1-0 next week.
With the guys you had to bring up because of injuries in the last couple of weeks, important possessions at the end of the game for some of those young guys that were so varsity?
We wanted to get their jitters out, let them get a taste of the playoffs, and figure out that although the opponents are going to be stronger, more hard-hitting, more determined, it's really football. It's stuff that we've done all year, and it's plays that we've done all year, and it's things that they're very capable of doing. So they need that. They need that experience going into games where we need them. We're counting on them.
A lot of guys bundled up tonight, Coach. A lot of long sleeves. I got to ask, just for you, as a coach, where would you kind of maybe rank this in terms of, coldest games?
I didn't think it was that bad. So we've been in some pretty cold ones, but I'm not wet. I didn't have a rain jacket on. It was raining some, but it just wasn't enough to really soak us through. We talk about the kids controlling the controllables and that the weather that we play in is the same weather they're going to play in, and just take care of business. Don't worry about the things you can't do.
Wet Ball Wednesday worked pretty well.
Wet Ball Wednesday still a thing, and it's a valuable thing. I mean, it's not necessarily that it's really difficult to control a wet ball. It's just psychologically it's something that we want to be comfortable with. Like, it doesn't bother us. We talked about if we had lightning at the beginning. We've done that. We played Nolan Catholic earlier in the year. If we get a delayed start, we get a delayed start. It just the